So arrangement view is where you go about actually writing the tune and putting it in to almost like building the puzzle pieces together, and the arrangement view is the finished puzzle. So we'll go back to the session view. Now session view is usually where you compose all the different bits you want, all the different MIDI clips and variations of drums, etc. And then when you want to make the track and actually do it from start to finish, you do it in the arrangement view. So I've gone ahead and I've made 4 different MIDI loops. So I've got an intro section, a mid section, a fill, and then an outro for this drum loop. Now what I'm going to show you now is actually how we can go about making this into a proper sequence rather than just loads of separate drum loops. Now, before I do that, one little tip to show you as well that I haven't mentioned already. When you're sequencing these drum loops, such as I have, you may be wanting to figure out and solo which sounds you actually want to use instead of actually just inputting them. So for example, the conga. When I click the note, I can't actually hear it. You click this little headphone light up here and it turns blue. Now once you do that, you'll be able to hear the sound that you're going to be soloing and selecting. And this just makes it a lot easier for the drums to be worked with. So let's go ahead and make an arrangement. Now, the way you go into the arrangement view is you go all the way to the right hand corner and it's this little symbol up here, the 3 lines, horizontal lines. Now there's a quicker way to do it, and the way I like to do it is when you press tab and it sends you straight there. Now once you're here, obviously your clips aren't actually in the clip view. So the way you'd put them in is you go back to the session view, which by pressing tab or clicking here, and you'd select all of them. So you hold shift and then select the top one and then go to the bottom one. From there you drag them and then press tab and it sends you to this window here, in which case you drop them on the first track where it says kit 09 or whatever kit you've used. Now if you press play, what it's actually doing is looping this first loop that we've got going on here. So what you have to do is you have to press this little orange button up here, and that basically means it's going to stop looping whatever's in the session view. So once you press that, it's now brought up the MIDI clips that you've used. Now to see these a bit easier, the way you'd zoom in is once you highlight over the timeline bar, it gives a little hand with a magnifying glass. Now you click this and then you pull down on your mouse and you eventually zoom in. It's inverted, so you'll have to get used to it, but it's a lot easier once you're actually used to it. So now I've zoomed in all the way to see all the different tracks in order from start to finish. Now, for example, I might want this to be a bit longer than just 6 seconds. So I'm going to just drag this. You just hold and click the top bar and drag it to where you want to. So I want this as my intro, which is pretty cool. However, I want that to go on for, say, 4 bars or so. So I'm just going to move all these. Now you can move all of them at the same time if you click and then hold shift and then click the last one, and then you can move them together. Now here I want to duplicate this or copy and paste it. So you can copy and paste it, which is right click, copy, and then click where you want to paste it, and then right click and then paste. Or the usual Command C to copy and Command V to paste, as you would anything else. Or the way I like to do it is duplicate it. So you right click and then duplicate, and it does an exact carbon copy of it after it starts. Now there's a keyboard shortcut which is Command D. So I'm going to duplicate it twice. Okay, so we've got an intro so far. Now I'd like to start bringing the beat back in, so I'm going to bring this drum loop over.